Once again, in continuation of our endeavor to unearth the truth behind the Buduburam refugee settlement demolition, I am at the Women Center, which was established to house some of the Liberians who were displaced. I'm also making it clear from this video that this video is not a money-making enterprise. It was not meant for anybody to make profit. It's a non-profit venture. It is strictly meant to communicate to the world about what happened in Buduburam. And I'm an opportunity to not to only talk to one of the eminent personality, but one of the frontiers, the front leaders of those who are managing the process since the demolition started. But for me, I love people to introduce themselves better than I will introduce them. So, sir, yes. I am here. You are already my father. Yes, so you have to tell my viewers your name and your position in this enterprise.
Well, I'm Wele Dole. I am the administrator for all of the display center that we have on Buduburam camp.
Okay. So, last year, by this time, we were in a complete mood of pain, anguish. The camp was demolished and everybody was confused. So we want you to tell us, what do you make about the demolition exercise last year?
Well, thank you ever so much for coming to our aid to let the world know how Liberians felt about this demolition.
Okay.
Actually, this demolition is a psychological massacre leveled against the Liberian refugees in Ghana, West Africa. Having said that, we are the guests of the Ghanaian government, and our lives as a refugee must be treated according to international protocol.
Okay.
But it is not like that. The demolition indeed took place on the web. We were on the web 4 p.m. 4 p.m.
when they started demolition.
Yes.
But if you say you are unaware, and because speaking to you, I am talking to an authority, does that mean that the demolition exercise was done without the consent and without the notifying the refugees that they are about to demolish this camp?
Exactly so. Without any formal information about what they are going to do. We woke up in the morning, 4 a.m., brother, to be corrected, 4 a.m. in the morning. We saw the yellow machine started breaking down houses. The little that the refugees earned from themselves, for themselves, are being destroyed by the yellow machine, and no one cared. And only to note that if you don't leave your hut, because we call that hut, then you will be doing that at your own risk. And so they started the process. And so we started running helter skelter. People lose conscience. And in fact, it was a situation that is totally traumatic.
Wow.
That we cannot even explain as human beings, because as human beings, if you are treating someone like that, I don't know. And so,
but if I may ask, when this demolition was at its peak,
yes,
did the United Nations High Commission for Refugee ever came to your rescue, or did they try to negotiate terms with your Ghanaian host?
None at all. United Nations, who are the representation of refugees internationally and nationally, did not come to the aid of the Liberian refugees.
Now, as you said, that is exactly the truth. the United Nations is the international arm for refugee. What about the Ghana Refugee Board? Who are the domestic arm of the refugee? Did they come to your rescue?
None of them came to our rescue.
What about the Christian Council?
None of them came to our rescue.
Sir, is it true that when the chiefs and the relevant authority decided to demolish this camp, is it true that you have a total media blackout? There was no media to cover here.
Exactly.
And the Ghana police did not come?
Exactly so.
This is serious. Viewers.
Because you can even imagine that the chairman for the Liberian Refugee, Dennis Guian,
yeah.
In fact, there was no way that indeed all the call that he made.
Oh, so that means that an effort we are made to contact those people to know that,
yes,
okay.
None of them couldn't come to the aid of the refugees. Even as we are according to law, even the fire service, if anything happened, those people who were supposed to come to the aid of the refugees, none of them ever attended the call.
Okay, there's an organization in Ghana which is which derived from a legislative instrument they call NADMO. Normally, when there is a disaster like that, they come to see and rescue people. Did the NADMO also?
None of them came to our aid. Wow. None of them. None of the governmental institutions are responsible for release or taking care of refugees. None of them came to our aid, even up to present. Now, tomorrow, the 27th
one full year.
1 full year of the demolition. Even humanly speaking, NAMO, those who are responsible for release, none of the local NGO, wow. None of them ever came to our aid, where they know their reason. But for us to speak out, we will speak and let the world know. It doesn't matter. But we do know that none of them, we were only assisted by just Liberians around, bringing little that is insufficient. Well, we appreciate that. But
viewers, as I climax this interview, I want you that is watching this video to know that the Liberian refugees will go down in the record as the only refugees in the world that were in their houses. Their African brothers came and demolished the camp and put them in terror. And as today, nobody has come to listen to them. Finally, sir, yes. What was the outcome of the integration process? The Ghanaians decided to integrate you. What did they do for you?
Well, the integration process was started 2009. We were told by the Refugee Board, which is the representation of the government to take care of refugees in the country. They said that in collaboration with UNICEF Charlotte, they have two options: you stay or you go. And
okay.
So we opted
for local integration.
And the local integration, there's nothing indeed, according to United Nations policy, nothing have come to fulfillment.
Wow.
And so,
and irrespective of the way they abandon their obligation for your integration, they still turn around and demolish the camp and leave you guys in this condition.
Exactly, this is what they did. Even the house or the hut that the refugees live in themselves, build a hut, not built by the government.
Okay, these structures were built by the refugees themselves, and they come and smashed it, and left you guys
and left our property destroyed.
We are calling on the United Nations. They should know that on the 14th of December 1950, the United Nations High Commission for Refugee was established. In 1951, 1961, they established the Refugee Commission, which was adopted in Addis Ababa. So 1 year today, Liberians are going through this problem. We are here and interviewing them, and nobody is coming. Finally, what is after the two repatriation? What is the outcome of the repatriation from the Liberian government?
Well, the Liberian government, They still want to carry out the repatriation, the third batch. But what concerns the Liberian and Ghana, the refugees, is that the Liberian themselves are so confused.
Confused?
Yeah, there's no program set for the refugees returning home.
The returning refugee don't have any viable program.
We were only told just return home. We don't know what the government themselves know how to tell their counterpart on the state of our citizens that is the refugees. What are the implementations on what they have? They have opted for the integration. So we're only forced to return because there's no one to come to our aid. We are just vulnerable. And people are just sleeping in the street. As where you are making your interview now, you see that the condition with the Liberians are so elusive.
Wow.
And so we remain in that state, and we just asking those who are concerned to come to the aid of the Liberian refugees.
Please listen to their cry. They are only appealing for you to honor the international treaties.
Yes. If United Nations will come out and tell the world that we have finished with the Liberian refugees activities, then of course, then we know that indeed they have finished. But we have not told anything. We were not told that the integration policies indeed have come to fulfillment.
So that means there was no conclusive discussion. They just leave you in suspense.
We are still in suspense.
This is horrible.
And you can give someone or $400 or years ago, more than 8 years ago, talk about it's an integration package.
That's despicable.
That is not United Nations policy on integration. When you are integrated, that means you have housing, you have other things that you will take your student will go. I mean, your children will go to school.
Thank you very much.
None of these things have happened.
Thank you, sir. And as you are saying, one of the how do I say it? One of the embedded policies of the Ghana Refugee Board, when you come to integration, healthcare is part of it, education is part of it, legal protection is part of it. So if the Liberians did not benefit from all this, then they turn around and demolish it. We want you to give your final word to the world, sir.
Well, my final appeal to the world, I want for United Nations and with the host country to come out to tell the world that this is what we have done for the Liberian refugees according to international policy, according to international protocol. United Nations have a criteria for integration for refugees. If that host country deem it necessary to integrate refugees, that means that they have the mechanism to be put to place. But if they don't have the mechanism, that means that they should tell United Nations or tell the world, we don't have the means of integrating the refugees here. But we shouldn't, they shouldn't have a hostage and telling the international community that indeed we have done XYZ for the Liberian refugees. That is not true. So let them come out and make everything very to the international community, and let UNHCR come out to tell us what her role in this, especially the Liberian refugees that are residing in Ghana here. For 34 years we have been here.
34 years.
We want to know.
Some people are born here. Some people grew up here.
As I speak, I came with my family. My daughter was 3 years now. From 2002 up to this present, just imagine how many. And this is the situation that we are faced with.
The story is pathetic. Once again, as I close this interview, let me make this disclaimer. This video is not for money making. This video is not for profiting. This video is strictly to tell the world what's happening at the Buduburam refugee camp. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.